I think they do decently enough with it. Because compared to the Puma, the Raven has a little bit more flexibility. Compared to the Hackman, it has a lot longer nullsig. Its jammer lasts a lot longer, and it has more damage output. And compared to the Kid Fox, again, more flexibility. The Kid Fox, high damage potential.
It also doesn't have
but you really have to know what to do with it.
The Raven,
you don't really have to know a lot about the game to properly use it.
Yeah.
So, B rank, high B rank. I'd put it next to the Puma. Okay, another mech that only I have the authority to talk about right now. Summoner.
Yeah, Summoner. You're treating the Summoner now like you did the Owen back in the vanilla days, saying like, hey, look, you can use this. You're promoting.
Yeah.
Well,
the thing I have to say about the Summoner is that it is one of the few mechs that it's a guaranteed skill check because none of its weapons have tracking capability. Like, that's something that a lot of other mechs before have talked about. They can track. The Summoner does not have any of that. Like, pulse lasers don't track. Autocannons don't track. Hammers. Hell no.
Well, the Summoner, apart from the huge learning curve, obviously, 4 pulse lasers and 2 autocannons does give the Summoner very good close range advantage. If any of you are decent with the hammers, you get a ton of extra damage right there. The Summoner is a good brawler mech if you know how to use it.
Oh, well, I mean,
I'm not very good with the 3 autocannons. I'm not very good with hammers. However, I have had some pretty good matches in the Summoner. Just mainly thanks to the autocannons and the pulse lasers.
Right. But
it's a good brawler mech.
Even with that, it's still a huge skill check for most players. Even experienced players. Most of them don't even think about the Summoner very often. So
yeah,
definitely not recommending it to new players. But and another thing that you think about, it does really well against team comps with a lot of target jammer mechs. Like, there was a match I uploaded on my channel that had it was on the Mech 2 map, Mountain High, I think. And we had Thors, but the other team had a Thor, a Mad Cat, and a Mad Dog. We had a Timby, a Hellbringer, and Thor. It was not a fun time, and I would have preferred the Summoner because it's one of the few mechs that actually does well into those type of team compositions with a lot of jammer mechs. Because hammers are actually a lot more dangerous if you have your target jammer on, because you can actually aim at where the guy is and hit them instead of having the aim assist like screw you over and like lead your shot somewhere else. So again, Summoner, huge skill check, but if you're willing to put the effort in,
it can be really
a lot of reward.
Yeah.
Even
B tier?
Maybe. I'm not too comfortable putting it in B tier because for B tier, I'm like, I would still tell new players to take it just to try it out. Well, with the Summoner, I'm like, you need more time to learn how the game works and all that before you're actually ready for it.
Yeah.
Even compared to something like the Bowman, which again requires a decent amount of skill, but at least when you learn it, the Bowman is just disgusting. I mean, I'm not saying the Summoner isn't disgusting, but there's a lot more effort to be put into learning the Summoner than learning the Bowman. And both still take a lot of effort. I think I put it as the face of C tier, so above the Kid Fox and above the Owens. Because it's a little bit more usable than... How do I describe this? It's a little bit more forgiving than the Kid Fox and the Owens for new players. But still, huge learning curve. you gotta have a lot of game sense to get the most out of it. And it's still very restrictive in what context is it actually works in. I'm pretty sure I've even tried to use the summoner as a defender, and that didn't work out too well because it doesn't have any good secret weapons. That's why we shifted to using the Mad Dog and the Timberwolf as defenders.
5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to talk about the summoner. Unless I missed something.
No, I think we got that pretty good.
Yeah. What is next? The Thor?
I feel like you can. I feel like they're the same. I feel like you can treat them the same way, both the Summoner and the Thor.
Yeah, but I feel like the Thor is more forgiving because it actually has a secret weapon with the SRMs.
Yeah.
So.
And machine guns as well.
Well, with the 4, you have really good machine guns. 4 is, I wouldn't say the 4 is close range. I'd say the 4 is super close range.
Exactly. Like, if you thought the Mad Dog was close range...
Also, to do good in the 4, you also have to make sure you have the upgrades to actually do the damage you really need to do as a Waller Mech. As a real up-close partial Waller Mech, you need machine guns upgraded.
Yeah.
When you start to extend out towards medium to long range, the 4 definitely loses its power significantly because medium range, the only thing you're going to have is your lasers and your crossbows, depending on what range you're in. And lasers are kind of hard to hit. And your crossbows, well, I believe you only have 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you only got 2 of them.
They don't do a lot of damage.
No.
If you thought the Mad Dog took a lot of, like, effort to play at that range, then 4 is much more. And you also have to know when to pop your target jammer, because if you pop it at the wrong time, you're screwed. You die. There's no if and or buts. So, I would put it, like, low end of B tier. Because it's not exactly summoner level, but it's still a bit of a skill check. And yeah, the biggest point about the Thor is that it does need salvage to work.
Yeah.
It's a salvage guzzler. Okay. So, this one, a lot of you are also gonna like. Timby. The Timberwolf.
Oh, good mech. I would still, I would put it just below the Mad Cat in my opinion.
Yeah. It's also really, and you have
honestly,
SRMs, and you have the pulse laser.
I probably would have rated it a lot higher. Like, I would put it with the Belial and the Catapult as, like, easy mechs to pick up. For beginners. Like, Goss doesn't take a lot of effort to learn. SRMs and that combo of SRMs plus Goss that the Belial has, a lot stronger on the Timby. You got good base speed, you have base 30, you have an ability which is defensive, you got your flick, you got your flare. You got good survivability because it has the most health out of every heavy, like the Mad Cat.
And you don't have the heat management issues that you did in vanilla.
Yeah, that was also a buff we gave to it. Like, it's a lot more usable in terms of heat. We buffed that, and that really brought out the potential of the team. It just great.
A lot like the Mad Dog. A lot like the Mad Cat, the Timberwolf is medium to long range. More like a medium range mech, actually. Because you have crossbows in place of your javelins, and you have two Gauss cannons, which do significant damage. The pulse lasers, they're really nothing special, you know, but it's 2 pulse lasers. It's pretty good when you get the pinch, you know, as long as they're upgraded.
I think something important to
and then you have, then you also do have AMS, which can be a pretty decent defense tool.
I think something to remember about the pulse lasers is that they're a rapid fire weapon, so they can break through null sig. So if you catch something like a Kitbox or a Hackman, you catch them with your pulse lasers, you just shred them with your quad SRMs. It's obscene.
Yeah, I mean, even
that is a good use of pulse lasers.
Even with the Even with when you knock someone with the gauss or something like that, you can melt with that too. But not. I mean, I feel like that's not its primary focus.
It's super flexible. Like, you can do a lot of things with the Timberwolf, even across all ranges. It's just, I really like this mech and how it turned out in Rebalance. That's why I was gonna rank it so highly. But if you people think it's A tier, then yeah, I guess that makes sense too.
I think it's ass, but that's just me.
I